Hello, hello, Groove Asia Nation, and welcome to this new episode of Groove Asia Leaders Unite, also known as GLU. Now, what I would like you to do is to type live if you're watching us live, hashtag live in the comment box for right now, and thank you for that and participating. And if you're watching the replay, please type hashtag replay if you're watching us on the replay, if you're not watching us right now. And of course, we encourage you to participate in the comments because we do read them all. And if you can answer, and we can answer any questions you may have, just type those in the comments. So, welcome to this GLU session. And today, as often on Friday, I am with my co host, Michael.
Yeah,
Michael that is with us today. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm fine. I'm really fine. It's as you know here in France, it's very early in the morning.
Yes.
It's 5:30 a.m. But I'm really happy to wake up. We work with Karen for the last few hours to prepare this event for you. So we hope you will be with us and to be inside the chat room. So please
Right.
comment and be with us for this session that we hope you will appreciate.
Right. And we are excited today because Michael and I are doing this on our own today. So we're super excited. We do want to wish good recovery to anyone who's normally helping us in the back end, but she's a little under the weather. So hope that she feels better to help us later on. And Yu is our other support, and he's doing other things right now, moving along with the company. So we got a chance to do it ourselves.
Yeah, we thank you, Annie, and all our partners, also Shingyu. We
Yes.
we are in a family inside the team dedicated to your success. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are working in the marketing issues, you know that we can provide to you advices, and we are really dedicated to your success. And with Karen today, we will come with a topic that can permit you, we hope, to have new way of being better and to optimize your skills.
Yes, new insights, new insights. Now, with Michael, we prepared good assets for you, like we said, and good content. And we're going to be talking about how to know yourself and others better optimize your skills and how to know yourself and others better. It's an important skill that you have that we need to have. And we're going to continue on to that. But before we get started, we're going to introduce ourselves, okay?
Yes, because if we want to introduce the topic, know yourself and others better, what a better introduction to introduce
Right.
ourselves. And so, do you want me to begin with that?
Please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so for people who know me yet, you probably know that I'm dedicated in the GrooveAsia community, and the GrooveAsia community is important for me because I'm an entrepreneur for the last years. So it's recent conversion I did, because before I was an employee, and I think I did good job in the different companies I work. I'm not in the shoes of my former bosses, but I think that I was not happy as an employee because it was not my purpose. When I worked for someone who had a
Hmm.
project, who has a company with values. I was aligned with these values. I was aligned most of the time. I was aligned with objectives, but uh, not all the time. And sometimes you feel inside of you the need to follow your own path and to be more what can I say, free.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult to be an entrepreneur today because we live in certain times where
Hmm.
lots of opportunities, of course, but also difficulties we have to cope with. And so the decision I took to become an entrepreneur is not easy. I mean, but I think it's a path to improve myself, and that's the reason also I decided not work alone, and that's why this community of GrooveAsia is so important. And
Yes.
Karen, you will probably talk about that. And to finish my about me, and now I work for clients. I create website, I create marketing campaigns, I create logos. Uh, uh, I have a different skills that I can use for myself and for my clients, and these skills I know that I can improve them inside GrooveAsia community and Summit
Mhm.
community and other communities, because there is not only one community that can help you. So Karen, can you also present yourself and tell us who you are?
Yes, yes. I have my co-host Michael. Is a man of multiple talents, but I am a Karen Allen. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, here in the USA. And like Mike, I was doing other things beforehand. I was really looking for myself. I was coming from a teleservices department, which I had done for a while, and worked in insurance actually for a while. Y'all didn't know that, but I worked in insurance for some time, and I just did not want to do that anymore. And so I went into this whole journey of what we're talking about, of knowing myself and trying to find out myself. And I went through this whole personal development um, phase of personal development, reading a lot of books, listening to a lot of tapes, and I got into what in a direction of where I want to go, and I start walking in that direction. And when I realized, when opportunities started coming my way, I knew what I wanted to take advantage of. And the whole Groove and the Groove Asia community was something I wanted to take advantage of, because I knew that's just something, it was offering me something that I wanted to do and to learn from. I had gone back to school to find out. To learn some skills that I needed, because I was going to do coding and web design and do everything by scratch. And I was like, nope, don't want to do that until Groove came along. And but it has definitely helped me in everything I've learned in the community, the whole digital marketing, the video, what I've learned from Simon Leong, who's one of the co-founders of Groove Asia, and John Chung, one of the other co-founder of Groove Asia, has given me a lot of opportunities into growing and continuing to develop and push me in the direction that I want to go. And I'm working with great people, with Michael being one of them. And it's just
Thank
propelling
you,
me
Karen.
forward. Yes, yes,
Of
yes,
course, we found in Simon and John and Shingyu mentors, and
yes.
all and other mentors. We will speak in few minutes. We will speak about this amazing project we have for improving skills for ourselves, but also all entrepreneurs. And this project is called Summit VIP. We will talk about that. But I
Right.
just wanted to highlight that working with you, Karen, I have to admit it's a pleasant thing. I mean, I really appreciate be your partner on this Friday GLU session. You know, this GLU session, it's a platform in which all leaders,
Exactly.
directors inside the GrooveAsia community can step up and say, "Oh, I can share these skills, I can share this knowledge, I can." And you,
Right.
at the other side of the screen, we are seeing comments. And Michelle, thank
Right.
you.
And
Th-
Michelle is one of the other leaders that we
yeah,
have here in our community too. And she's
she's
attending
also
live.
a director, and so we are a team of more than 20 person that can directly help other entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
and we have lots of mentors that can also help you. So
Right.
thank you, Karen, for being my partner for this GLU session. And with Karen, and we took a very important decision, is to
Hmm.
make these events from now more, how can I say, dynamic, interactive,
Dynamic, that's right. So those
interactive.
people like JCC TV that's watching us live, We want your
Yeah,
interaction. We want you to engage with us while we're talking about it. So to see if what we're saying is resonating with you today. Correct?
yeah, yeah, of course. So today we have a topic, and this topic is linked with how to know yourself and know you others better. But we before going in this topic, let's work on the fact that we to define what GrooveAsia is. And GrooveAsia
Yes.
is a community that is very interesting. I don't know, is it you on me or me that can present that?
I will do that. Groove Asia is a company that provides a powerful all-in-one software to grow your business. We have a lot of different apps. Actually, complete comprehensive all the apps you need to build a nice online business. Now, we're also a community that provides exclusive digital marketing and online entrepreneur training and support. Now, you can find these. If you're not a part of it, you can find Groove Asia, be a part of the community at grooveasia.cm/social. That's all of our social networks that you could be a part of and contribute and see what we're doing. And if you don't have a Groove Asia account, you can go to grooveasia.cm and sign up. Now, we're also in partnership with Summit. And Michael,
So
can you please
just a
introduce?
moment. We
Uh-huh.
will talk about Summit, but I just want to highlight that the fact that this GrooveAsia software is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. If you are an entrepreneur,
Oh, yes.
if you want to run a business online, if you want to run courses, if you want to sell your services, your products, you
Oh,
have to
yes.
you have to go and watch grooveasia.cm website, because you will discover that nowadays the frontier between you and having a business online is free. It's free. I mean, grooveasia.cm is a free software if you have only one business project. So that means that you need one website, you need one blog, you need one e-commerce store, or
Email automation.
email automation. So you have
Mm-hmm.
multiple different features that are amazing, mind blowing. And if you don't know GrooveAsia, you can not only discover GrooveAsia, but get a lifetime free account with no credit card needed to sign in. So
Right.
you won't find this kind of offer anywhere. That's the reason why, Karen, I'm sorry, I wanted to highlight that. To go to grooveasia.cm, and of course, you can connect with us on social
Right.
media, so
Mm-hmm.
grooveasia.cm social. But there is something more interesting. When you sign in for the first time to GrooveAsia, you receive an email that invites you to an exclusive session called orientation session. And this will
The new
permit,
members orientation.
yeah, and grooveasia.cm, you can find also this sign in page on the grooveasia.cm/orientation. It will permit you to, as it's written, discover all about GrooveAsia at the next virtual new members orientation in its
Right.
life. And next session
Oh,
will be
yes. Go
will
ahead.
be
Go ahead.
yeah, next session will be managed. We will have the honor, Karen and I, to be hosts for this new member orientation session. So
Yes.
please come, and in the chat, if you already know community, please do a testimony in that chat box right now to say, oh, this community can be useful for all entrepreneurs. So,
Mm-hmm.
Karen, let's talk about the next company. This next company is called Summit Asia.
Summit.
Summit.
Mm-hmm. Well, Summit Asia, well, Groove Asia is in partnership with Summit, which creates Summit Asia, and it's a platform that provides real world education from the best speakers in the industry. to improve and to change lives. That is the goal of Summit and with Summit Asia. Now, Summit provides training, events, workshops for entrepreneurs all over the world, and we have an exclusive pre-lunch, what will you call it,
Yeah,
offer,
I mean,
an exclusive pre-lunch offer where we're offering it for $25 to do 10, what are we going, they have a membership site entitles you 1 year of exclusive access to 10 live transformational workshops worth between $3,500 to $10,000 USD. So those are going to be available. Also, when you sign in, I mean, when you join the membership, you also receive 4 past workshops that are in the Summit Library, each worth at least $1,000, and exclusive entry to the Summit Mountaineers VIP community, where you can connect and learn with fellow like-minded individuals who have invested in themselves just like you.
yeah, so if you are interested in improving yourself, optimizing your skills, all the subjects we talk on GLUs and all the subjects you have in mind, all the questions you ask to yourself, or to improve, or to have a success in your business, I think you should consider being a VIP member for summitasia.com. So go and visit summitasia.com/VIP. You will have a form to sign in on this exclusive workshops. The value of that is thousands of USD. I mean,
Right.
it's yeah, and you can only have that for a tiny portion of that. So
It's unbelievable. And like I
yeah,
say, these are vetted speakers, are people who have done the work. They are proven um, people who are speakers who's going to be given the training that normally charges thousands for their workshops. So that's a little sneak peek and exclusive offer that we do provide. Okay, so Michael.
okay. So thank you. If you are watching us live, please hashtag live. Put hashtag live in the comment. If you are watching us in replay, hashtag replay.
Hmm.
We will speak about knowing ourselves better and knowing other better. Why this subject is important. So I ask you the question that to viewers who are looking at us right now.
Hmm.
Do you think it's important to know each other better? Of course, we need to know ourselves better. Of course, we
Hmm.
need to know others. But why? Why is it important? In which field of our lives, professional aspects, personal aspects, this skill can be important. We speak a lot about soft skills. Do
Hmm.
you think, Karen, that knowing each other better is a soft skills that definitely can have to be learned and
Oh,
improved?
yes. It needs to be learned and cultivated. Before you're able to know anybody else, you first have to know yourself and how you deal with things, how you deal with your situations, your thoughts, patterns, evaluate where you are, where you're trying to go. And because all that makes a big deal when you're trying to connect or interact with other people. You know, what are your motivations? Are your goals? What is your purpose? Because it's going to make a big difference the way you interact with people, and how you get them to do things that going to service you. But you also, when you're trying to get things to service you, you also want to be considerate with the other person too. So it'll be good to know who they are. And the best way to do that is to ask questions. Well, first, to observe, be observant in how they act. Um,
So
I used,
observe. Do you mean that the best way to know others is to be quiet for a while and to observe and to be more at the big. I mean, do you think we have to be actor all the time, or maybe observer? Some people observe and don't interact inside the situation, prefer to
Hmm.
be in distance. Do you think this kind of person uh, are better than? I mean, myself, I I I I often inside the situations,
Hmm.
and I don't observe the situation enough. So I
Okay.
know that I have to do this job. I mean, this effort
Hmm.
to be more silent and to observe more. So do you think it's the same for you, or what is your attitude with that?
Well, me knowing me, I do like to observe. I like to observe and see how people are,
Behave.
before I interact with them, because I know I know me, and I know how I react, and I don't necessarily want to stick my foot in my mouth, so to speak. But you gotta really get out there sometimes and be in the forefront, because you can sit back and observe and get looked over and nobody's going to notice you at all. But it also depends on what your motivations and what you're trying to do. If there's something that I really want to um, go for, or really want to say something about it, you have to go out there and you have to speak about it. And not everyone does that the same way. That's why it's good to ask questions. Either, I mean, when you do this when you're in your own private time, and find out, kind of reflect on yourself and see how you handle things, kind of notice how you handle things, and then what you're trying to do gives you kind of meaning in what you're doing, and then go and how you're going to portray that to someone else, you know. And sometimes you can't tell everybody everything, and you can't act the same way with everyone, because you know how they act, and some people do not receive it. You can be saying
And
the same thing the same way, same tone, but that person's not going to receive it the same way.
and do you think it's important as a manager, if you manage a project with people, to know yourself better and to know this person better before working with them?
Yes, I think when you're in a leadership position, first you do have to know yourself. And when you're working with someone else, a resume not going to tell you everything, and a CV is not going to tell you everything. But that's why you ask those questions, and not even ask questions, but I think role playing does really well when you see in people how people react to different situations. I think that's better than any resume or um, any resume or CV at all. Ask the questions and do some role playing and see how people react. Then you can get a better indication of how that person is and how you are. And and yes, and how you are and how you would react to that situation. It gives you some insight into that person. What do you
Yeah,
think, Michael?
yeah. I think with you, Karen, a few hours ago, we decided this GLU session will be more conversational,
Hmm.
and of course we will continue to give content and answers, but we decided to walk more around questions, because we with Karen we spoke, and we both agree with the fact that we need to ask questions to ourselves about what we are doing right now, because we are focused on operational uh, things, and we
Hmm.
don't take the time to have a discussion and to have to analyze what you're
Hmm.
doing. In French we have a phrase um, that means to look yourself uh, riding running a bike. I mean,
Hmm.
if you are uh, if you are inside the process, it can be sometimes difficult to look yourself doing this process and to have a. So as a manager, uh, you need to have the honesty to to face your qualities and the contrary of your qualities.
Hmm.
What is the what is the name in English to say the contrary of qualities? Um,
Your
Drawbacks?
characteristics, qualifications.
No, no. Okay, positive points and negative points about yourself. I mean,
Okay.
to be honest about both, not, not
Yes.
and
Yes.
and and do you think observing other people can permit someone to have a better introspection? I mean, sometimes we say we you don't have to compare yourself with others. I'm
But we
I
do.
I don't agree with. I do not agree with that. I mean, we should compare with themselves because themselves with others because others have another point of view about situations, and this other point of view can permit us to be more aware about all the point of views.
Well, it's good to have different point of views and being diverse in the thinking. And when you're having a team of people, you don't want everybody thinking the same way. You need the diversity. You need the diversity. It's just how are you going to use the diversity of other people where you all can work together and get along. That's when you're trying to do your own interest, find out who you are and how you're going to work with everyone else that might not think like you, you know.
And
That's why it's good to know yourself.
last time we spoke about motivation. I think
Hmm.
the subject of today, the topic of today, know ourselves and other better, is also
Hmm.
linked about motivation. What motivates yourself? What motivates you? What motivates others? What
Hmm.
what is the purpose of your life? What is the purpose of others' life? Your purpose is probably not the purpose of others. We all have taboos. With
Right.
Karen, we spoke about the taboo of death. But death is not a very pleasant topic, but I think the relation we have on topics like that with death. So, what would you do if you only have, you know, that you will only have 1 year of your life left, that is left. So, what would you do for the last year if you know that you only have 1 year left to live? So, and the answer that you, Karen, can give to this question and the answer I will give could be very different. So,
Right. Right. Hmm.
so you know, there is this. Do you know ice breaking on team management? Sometimes people do a nice breaking. Is it that? Is it correct to say that?
Break
Ice break,
an
ice break,
icebreaker activity. Hmm.
ice breaking. Yeah, ice breaking, icebreaker activities. So can you? Do you think? Or do you think we can do that within a team? If you are a manager, what kind of behavior or what kind of, of activities can permit you to know your partners?
I know one. hmm, Okay. I used to be a leader in a summer camp, right? I used to lead a summer camp, group of girls in a summer camp. And
Oh.
we would go around, everyone line up in a circle, we'd go around and you tell a little bit about yourself. You had to tell, of course, your name. You had to say something, just give a little bit about yourself and then something that had to do with that event that we were at. And you get to learn a lot about people, but you saw a lot of people, you have a lot more in common than you did differences on here on
Mm.
there. When you start talking about folks, because there'll be a lot of different women and girls. It was uh, women and girls kind of summer camp kind of thing, and we all shared like a lot of the same commonalities, which made it's like, okay, we could still relate, even though we might disagree on something later on because it was in the middle of the summer and it was hot and we would get irritated and we were out in the woods. But we realized that we were all there together on one accord because we all had one mission to do. We were all on one accord on that mission. And we was talking about motivation, motivation even when you disagree with people, when you have meaning on what you're doing, then you can continue forward with the goal. We all had a goal at the
Mm.
time during that summer in completion. We had a meaning and a reason why we're going to be there. So, despite the heat, despite the mosquitoes, despite people getting on our nerves, we were still able to work together. So,
I think that the reason that create a very strong bond
hmm
between people is this common purpose, this common goal that
hmm
people that's the reason why people gather. I mean, and it's probably the context in which you meet new people. I mean, you discover you say, oh, I want to dedicate my next weekend for that, so I will
hmm
go there, and you will find there other people who had the same idea. So there is a common goal that
hmm
is shared by all participants of a group, and I think we should know each other, what the background reason, I mean, what is the reason why they are interested in the same purpose than us? We all have the same purpose, but probably not for the same reasons, or
hmm
a little different. I mean, so let's do this game, you and I, Karen. So I decided to be involved in this GrooveAsia community because I think as an entrepreneur, it will be a good way to improve myself. But I also have this feeling that I can be useful for someone, for other entrepreneurs. So
hmm
this my motivation is also to improve my skills, because I know that I have to improve my skills. So it would be interesting to know what are your reasons, and that way I will know you better.
Right. Well, um, I had joined GrooveAsia because I love the training. Like I say, what I wanted to do was being where main thing was I could have freedom, well, not freedom, but financial and time security, financial
Yeah.
security.
It's Maslow hierarchy we spoke.
Right, right. Financial security. I had to change my wording, and I learned that from Justin Furnace. I had to change my wording on that, but financial security, but also time to do the things that I want to do and where I could be at home and do those things. So digital marketing was a great way for me to do that. And the training that I received with Groove Asia, I saw a way to do that where it was comprehensive. It was with on one accord because I have gone through the YouTube and I've gone through the Google and it was just a hot mess. But with everything being in on one thought, that was very important to me with people who know what they're doing. And an advantage of being in the company like right now with Groove Asia, pretty much at the ground level, because we're looking for other people also to join us in Groove Asia to be leaders also and to be groomed and trained as a leader in the community. It was, an opportunity I just could not pass up. And I want to welcome everyone else who's watching us today
Yeah.
or in the future,
Thank
if
you.
you're looking for these things too, to come into and join us.
Thank you for Karen for sharing more.
Sure.
Obviously, at the beginning, you presented yourself and you gave more. You gave already details about the reason why you do what you do. But yeah, I understand more. I didn't know that you were. What's the name of the job you did? Counselor in the summer camp.
In the summer camp, I was a leader. I was a troop
Leader,
leader,
troop leader.
a
Okay.
counselor, leader person.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
did that
great.
for a few years.
I didn't know that, so I know you better. And why I know you better? Because I ask you a
You ask
question,
questions,
and
right?
that's the next point I think it's interesting to speak about, because the power of a question is amazing. If I ask you, Karen, a dumb question, even if you don't want to answer this dumb question, something inside your head, your brain cannot avoid to create this answer.
hmm
So the power of a question is very important,
Mm-hmm.
And I think also, when you want to know people better, I think we all need to tell who we are. We want to be
True and authentic
yeah,
in
and
our answers.
yeah, but also, we live in a world where we can feel alone because people are dedicated on their success, on what they have to do themselves. And so, of course, sometimes we look at each other, but we don't really, we really appreciate when someone asks us um,
A quality question.
quality question, and a question
Yes.
that resonates with what
Yes.
we are in intimate
Mm-hmm.
level.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it is respectful to ask question to people,
Mm-hmm.
because it is that they really want that a self representative person
Right.
ask question. I said that to Karen backstage few hours ago. uh, Here in France, um, I was before, as an employee, I work as a sales representative. So I was really interesting about what can permit me to be a better sales representative person.
Mm-hmm.
And when I discovered in my research, and a lot of people who provide trainings on sales issues would say that the key, one of the keys to be a good professional is to
Mm-hmm.
ask lots of questions to your prospects, to your clients.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
know why? You know what?
What's that?
Even if people know that, they don't do that. Even if I knew that I have to ask lots of questions,
Mm-hmm.
I know now that I could ask much more questions. And
Mm-hmm.
a very serious studies showed that uh, even for a real estate issue, I mean, someone who want to buy a house, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a very important act of buying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The the intermediary, so the real estate agent that sells the house and
Mm-hmm.
so welcomes the prospects, don't ask more than 2 or 3 questions to the
Mm.
prospect. So it's amazing. For a car, it's the same. You go and you say, I would like to buy a car, and the sales representative say, oh, what kind of car do you need?
Mm-hmm.
What is your preferences? What? But not so much. So a better way to create a great contact with the prospect, and to be more efficient in the act of selling, can
Mm-hmm.
be asked question as who are you, where do you come from, what was can you tell me more about the last car you bought,
Mm-hmm. What
what
brings you here?
yeah
You know,
yeah
what
what
do you plan on doing?
yeah so you are here in a car store for a brand. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
a brand? What is your
Mm-hmm.
experience with a brand before?
Mm-hmm.
When where so the person will speak. She say, oh, I never had a car myself, but I remember when I was a kid my father had this kind of. So that no with this answer, as a sales representative, that you have this emotional trigger. You say, oh
Mm-hmm.
no, you will have the same car as your dad's. It can be. So you will be happy now. So
A
it's
selling opportunity is when you ask those questions, you get more information
so
to sell them
So
on.
more question you ask, more you will know people. And I would say you should ask yourself, the more question you ask to yourself, and more you will know you better. So it's difficult thing because it's not natural for ourselves, and other for to it's natural, but at the same time we don't dare to do it. And
Mhm.
there is one idea I want you viewers to keep with you after this session. Maybe Karen should say something else, but from my part, I think the most important idea is ask questions, the most questions and the most qualitative questions you can, and keep note, keep track of the answers, and don't consider these answers as something that is not valuable. Try to keep in mind who is the person you work with,
Hmm.
and will permit you maybe next day, maybe next week, maybe next month or next year to say, oh, I remember this, that this person was a leader in a summer camp, and I remember the story she said, and I know the relationship she has about team building, I know the relationship she has about this, about that. So I know that I can use this trigger to to influence Karen, but I mean with love, of course, always with love,
Right.
influence people. So, what do you think, Karen, about that?
Yes, you can. But the thing about that is great when you get to know a little bit of background about the person. But depending on the environment, that could change. That can really change. But it does give you some insight in the person's past, and how to kind of deal with them or to interact with them, on how to interact with them. But yes, you do. And I'm just so glad we have some other guests with us this eve. Well, this afternoon, which is
Yeah, we
Jung
have.
Chung, who we spoke with, talked about earlier, one of the co-founders here, and Top Top Caveira. Love to have you here. Thank you guys for coming into the discussion. So, you guys, what do you think about asking questions and getting to know people? What are some of the things that you do in order to get to know someone? You
We
know.
want to, know you. We would like to read your comments, because we know that in last GLU session we were more in a traditional educational thing. I mean, we wanted to give you, to provide information, but I think now it's time to change things and to try something else, and to have a more conversational mode, and continue to give value, but a different way. Permit you to keep with you a question that can accompany you for a day, a week. Maybe you will think about the discussion we had next year and say, I remember I had this conversation with Karen and Michael, and this conversation was said this and was said that. So try to take notes. I know that is difficult because we we have lots of solicitation, but if you follow with us, take notes, not about the knowledge we provide, but about the questions. And the questions we want you to remind is the fact that uh, what do you do right now to know yourself better? What do you do right now to know uh, people you work with better, or your kids better? Do you really know your kids and what they feel? And how can you know that? Asking questions. How do you feel?
Mhm.
What is the difficulties you have? So sometimes we should uh, dare to ask question to people. What is you, do you have a problem right now? Can I help you? uh oh, you don't need help, so that's fine. Can you explain me how you did that? So
Mhm.
question people about who they are, but also what they do, because some people won't accept at the first at the first layer to to be in a personal level, and to ask to answer a question about who they are. But but people who will accept to tell you what they do, and by
Mhm.
this way you will know who they are. Tell me what you do and I will tell you who you are. It can
Right.
be a motto. uh,
Right. But like my tata said, asking questions strengthens the learning process, and that
yeah.
it does. And if you're trying to look for, and there are different tools that are out there online that you can use to find out when you're asking questions for yourself. We have in different personality tests, like we was talking about. We mentioned in some of the other workshops that we've had with Summit, and we have the DISC test, DISC, test, which is a personality test. It's a test that's based on typical behavior. So that's a way that you can find about your behavior, get more in tune with yourself. And Michael, you had mentioned one earlier
Yeah,
too that I hadn't heard of before.
there is also a model. It's called MBTI. I won't
Mm-hmm.
be able to tell you more. So if you want to go and Google it, MBTI, it's a model that permit to also define a different kind of person, different kind of
Mm-hmm.
personalities, and it can be a fun process to define in which personality you are, to find out where you are in this map. and
Mm-hmm.
and it can also be fun to ask friends of you, to ask your employees, your partners,
Mm-hmm.
uh, where they are, and they will tell you where they are. They will, I mean, if you ask me what is your personality, Michael, I my answer probably won't be objective, because everything is subjective,
Right.
of course.
Right.
But I will tell you that I'm like this, I'm like that. I know
Mm-hmm.
I love this, I don't love that. So to ask people who they are can be also being by what you do and what you love. And if
Mm-hmm.
you know what people do, what they don't do, what they love, what they don't love, what they like, they
Mm-hmm.
dislike, what they accept and what they don't accept. So on the value layer,
Mm-hmm.
can you can really be create a very strong bond with these persons. And I think the when you recently, I met a new friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why we are creating this very strong bond.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we we never met in real time. This guy is from Canada. I'm from France.
Mm-hmm.
We speak both English and French when we work together. So
Right.
it's so this person is Pierre Newell. You probably know him, and you will see him inside the French speaking community of GrooveAsia, because he's
Right.
involved in it. And with Pierre, we speak together every day, 1 hour. So we have a meeting every day, 1 hour. And no, because we do that for a few months now, for the
Mm-hmm.
last few months. I mean, I can say that I know him well, because I spend time.
You
And
spend time, and that's what it takes. You're not gonna know anybody if you don't spend time with them.
yeah.
You know, you
So
have to do that.
last time we spoke about Maslow hierarchy. You
Mm-hmm.
you need you need to know what are your needs, your basic needs and your less basic needs. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the on the top of the pyramid is joy. I mean, the joy to be at the top of your potential, the joy to be the best version of yourself. And at the bottom of
Bottom
this,
are your human needs. You
yeah,
gotta
human
eat.
need.
You gotta
So
sleep. You gotta
yeah, and also emotional.
release.
If you are facing right now the death, I will speak about this, I'm sorry, but the death of someone you love, you are in a sad emotional state, you,
Mm-hmm.
of course. And you are in a bad position to to be an entrepreneur, because as an entrepreneur you need to be your basic needs have to be fulfilled. And the basic need, uh, I mean, if you're facing the death of someone you love, you are in your one of your basic needs is you're struggling with something difficult. So be kind with yourself. If you cannot do something, it's probably because there is something that is blocking the process, and
Mm-hmm.
that is blocking the process is something that. So I'm sorry, I'm speaking about motivation, but it is linked, because you need to know what are your needs,
Right.
to know what motivates you,
Mm-hmm.
and you know also need to know your partner's needs to know what they motivate them. And the the,
Right.
the the
And it's
last
not
thing,
just your partners, it's your clients, it's your employees, it's all of them. What finding out what motivates them.
yeah,
You
and
know?
I think so. There is the Maslow pyramid. There is also all the research you can do by yourself to so MBTI model,
Mm-hmm.
DISC model that can catch you can help you to know what kind of people you are and what kind of people they are. And what do you want to add something about this subject?
Well, we were talking about personality tests and getting to know yourself. We were talking about the DIS model, which that Jason Lim had talked about in our summit launch event. He did an awesome job with
Oh
that.
no, I'm sorry, Karen. Sorry,
Hmm.
can I interrupt you? I would like to add something about
Okay.
it's you know what we are doing now. We are if you want to know you better, you have
Hmm.
to spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to know others better, you have to spend time with others. It was what I wanted to tell when I spoke about Pierre, my partner, that I my
Hmm.
new friend. Is because we
Hmm.
spend time together 1 hour a day, every
Hmm.
day for 90 days, that we know each other and we have now a communication path that is
Hmm.
good. And uh, before we conclude and we speak about Summit Asia VIP event, I would
Hmm.
like to say that pay time. I mean, as we pay attention, there is two things.
Pay
Uh,
attention.
spend time with people is
Hmm.
important, and
Hmm.
pay attention to people also, because if you spend time to people and you don't take care of them, you don't pay attention of what they say, how
Hmm.
they behave, what are their purpose, what are their values. If you see that and you don't analyze that, it can be forbidden, it can be lost. And
Right.
but if you both, if you spend time with people and at the same time you have a strong focus about I want to know this person better,
Hmm.
you have both. You have time and attention. And so
Hmm.
if you have time and attention, you will have a strong um, bond with this person. So I'm sorry I interrupt you.
No problem. As it's good to spend time with people when you're trying to get to know them, but when you're hiring someone, when you're hiring someone or you got a big group of people you're trying to know at one time, it is be able to first of all know who you are and then be observant in how other people work around you, and then you can better relate to them. Like I said, those other tests that we mentioned are good. Is quick, and it's good to kind of put your team together if you're trying to put a team together, because you need a little bit of everybody to have a nice well-rounded team. And that was the good thing when we was talking about with the summit, uh, the summit event, the summit platform, the summit mountaineers platform, because a lot of the speakers that are in that platform speak on these things, like Jason Lim or Justin Furness and either Dorothy Andreas and Jeff Faldalin, when you're talking about knowing about yourself and relating to others. When we had the launch event, each of those people, from what I got of it, spoke on those kind of things and in being in connection and resonate with other people. So definitely, as a plug, as a plug for the summit, uh, is it Summit Asia .com/VIP,
Yeah, I will put that. Yeah, summitasia.com/vip.
summitasia.com.
So you will get this 1 year membership that will permit you to be connected with us and with
Yes.
lots of A level
Yes.
coaches,
Yes.
really A-level coaches, and each workshop will be 2 days workshop. It's
Live
yeah,
workshops. Live
maybe not
workshops.
everyone, but most of them will be several hours workshop, very qualitative. The quantity is here, and also the quality. Trust us, and for the price, the amazing price, because it's a launch price. I mean, we are at the beginning of a process, and
Right.
the price will increase. And if you are a early bird, you have this opportunity to grab this subscription for a
Exactly.
very price, but the quality, you won't regret this investment.
Right.
So
Because they
thank
definitely do a deep dive into the subject.
yeah, thank you very much, Karen, for what you said, what you shared with me and with us. And we would like to thank you again, all people who commented, who
Yes.
engaged. And I would like to also to say that we have this GrooveAsia software that is amazing. If you
Yes.
are
Check
not,
it out.
yeah, check it out. If you are an entrepreneur, you won't regret also. And
Mm-hmm.
if you are on board with us for the first time, maybe it could be a good idea to come to the next new member orientation session,
Right.
grooveasia.cm/orientation, and you will know more about who are the person dedicated to your success and can help
Right.
you to grab this, not only grab the software, but also to use it. So
Right.
it's important. And
Those are the
gr-
things that we're going to be going over in the orientation session, the best ways on how to use the software where you could benefit from it.
Mm. And we will do more job in next weeks, next month, to explain every features. I'm really dedicated on that. We will create tutorials. You can find also already tutorials made by the Groove CM team. Very qualitative tutorials, but we will also in Groove Asia team make this effort also. And keep in touch on the social media, grooveasia.cm/social. It will permit to be in touch with Karen and with me and with other mentors. And
All the community.
next times, if you appreciate this conversational new way of doing this dialogue session by Karen and I, please tell us in the comments if you want um, other GLU session like that with more conversational mode. Next time, we hope we will have more comments. Thank you for all people who commented, but this time few comments. Next time, much more. And
Right.
I give you the floor, Karen, to conclude and to say people
Well,
about
no,
the next
just appreciate you guys coming out to support us. If you have any ideas of what you want to hear on GLU, on the Groove Leader Unite, please also put that in the comments and we can that be a topic in the future. So thank you for joining us and you have a great rest of your day.
Bye bye. Take care.